Hi, my name's Nicholas, and I'll explain about Marco Polo and how he changed medieval society. I'll talk about the harsh journey he went on, what he saw and experienced in China, and why he got himself arrested after coming back from his travels in Asia. Marco Polo was a Venetian merchant who travelled across Asia at the time of the Mongol Empire. He first set out at the age of 17 with his father and uncle. They travelled on the overland which was later called as the Silk Road. Marco Polo was born somewhere in 1254, though the actual date and location of his birth is unknown. His father Niccolo and his uncle Maffeo were successful jewel merchants who spent a lot of Marco Polo's childhood in Asia. Marco's mother died when he was very young. In 1271, Niccolo and Maffeo set out to Asia again, this time bringing young Marco Polo with them. As Niccolo and Maffeo failed Kublai Khan's orders of recruiting 100 priests, they only went with 2. The only 2 priests got a taste of the hard journey which was ahead of them and turned back to go home. The journey took place on land, which they were forced to cut through challenging and sometimes harsh territory. As the Polos made their way through the Middle East, Marco took the sights and smells and provided the Western world with its first clear picture of the geography and customs of the East. Hardships would come. What is now Afghanistan, Marco was forced to retreat in the mountains as he contracted an illness. Marco Polo lived in China for a long time and also spoke the language. He travelled all around China as a messenger and spy for Kublai Khan. He even travelled as far as where Myanmar and Vietnam are today. During his travels, he learned about the food, cultures, religions, and the peoples. He saw many things that people in Europe would have never seen before in their lives. Marco Polo was very interested by the wealth and the luxuries of the Chinese cities and of Kublai Khan's court. It was nothing like what he saw in Europe. The capital city of Kinsay was large, well organised and clean. Everything from the food to the people and the animals, like orangutans and rhinos, were new and interesting for Marco Polo. In 1298, 3 years after he returned from China, Marco Polo was captured after leading a Venetian galley into battle against the rival Italian city of Genoa. While Marco was in prison, he encountered Rosticello of Pisa, a fellow cellmate who was very well known as a talented writer of romances. In conclusion, Marco Polo revolutionized the Western world with its details of what life was like in the East. He encountered different religions, people, animals, and cities which was never seen by anyone else in Europe at that time. Thank you for listening.